Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, December 21st, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is I reach for new heights and take responsibility for aligning with my purpose. And happy solstice. Happy Capricorning. Today we have the sun moving into Capricorn, which heralds the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. Being that I live in the northern hemisphere, to me, this is a period of remembering the light, holding the energy of the light, and having faith in the return of the light. And oh my goodness, this Capricorn season has so much for us. There's so much coming through. I hope that I can bring it all through in a good way, in a logical way, and a necessarily logical way that you can understand. You may get some snores in the background, so sorry for that. We have the sun today moving into Capricorn at 7:59 a.m. Pacific time, which again heralds the solstice energy. Solstice has a certain kind of magic to it. It's interesting because Capricorn is a cardinal sign. All the cardinal signs are signs of beginning, signs of they start a season, right? All the cardinal signs do that. They all have that beginning energy. And there's a certain magic to these placements, to this energy. So with Capricorn, we are called to purpose. There's a certain amount of soul. I guess that's what I was trying to say. There's a certain amount of soul energy that lives in cardinal signs. And the soul energy in Capricorn is remembering purpose, remembering our soul came here for a reason, just beyond pleasure. Libra's where we deal with pleasure. Capricorn's where it's like, oh, but there's a destiny. There's something calling me. Now, it doesn't have to be departed from pleasure. It actually can be very pleasurable, and maybe pleasure is part of your purpose. There's a lot of different energies that can come into play with this, but just making a commitment, a very Capricorn word, making a commitment to your purpose, to being on purpose, to alignment with soul purpose is so aligned with Capricorn energy. So I was sitting here, I always listen, meditate to bring through, what is the message and what is the focus? And the focus for this time in Capricorn, it came through as three energies. Number one is one I use a lot in terms of Capricorn. It is responsibility, meaning with Capricorn energy, we are called to respond in a way that's true to ourselves. Hopefully it's true to that alignment. Hopefully it's true to that soul purpose alignment. As part of this responsibility, we make decisions. The decisions either are aligned with that soul purpose energy or they're not. It's kind of, I think nothing's really black and white, right? There's always shades of color in between. But truly, I do think every decision is either moving us towards purpose or away from it. So we have the power of decision. Part of this energy that goes hand in hand with responsibility and decision is the energy of authority. You are truly the only one with the authority in your life to make these decisions, to take this responsibility in your life. And recognizing that that's a place of power. That is a place of true magic and power. And so as you call back your power to you, recognize your personal level of authority. Recognize that every decision that you make has authority behind it. It has your power behind it. And it has that energy of responsibility with it. So that is our theme, is Capricorn. Not mild, not minor, that is major. Now, what are some of the drawbacks of Capricorn energy as we step into our power? Well, some of the drawbacks are recognizing it is not your job to save the world. It is not your job to save anyone. It is not your job to be Atlas and hold up the world. Your work is in your personal arena. Now, in your personal arena, that may mean helping others. And, I think we're always called to do our best, right? Is that one of the 4 agreements? Always do your best. However, you can't carry another person as much as you try, and you're not called to. So, really focusing on lining with your personal purpose is very powerful in Capricorn time. I think the other thing is recognizing we all get there in due time. Sometimes Capricorn energy feels like I just want to achieve. I just need to get to the top, and can run over people on the way to the top. And so it is your work to recognize and have responsibility for divine timing in and through this energy. So do keep that in mind. I think another thing around Capricorn energy is the energy of control. Having personal authority gives you power over yourself, but it does not give you power over anybody else. So watching control energy, because that's one thing I think that definitely will plague Capricorn energy. Now, I have so many cards that I want to show you, but I'm actually gonna start with this one. So we've got the Thunderbolt card, or the start of Capricorn. It is in reverse. So reverse Thunderbolts are sometimes something yet to come, and sometimes it's what has previously already happened. I want to bring up that in the sign of Capricorn, this time in 2019, all astrologers were warning you, we are building to this conjunction of Pluto and Saturn, and this is going to be a big thing. And here we are, 2 years later, still processing this energy. And so I think part of our work is getting beyond this thunderbolt, moving deeper into the transformation lessons that this thunderbolt was meant to bring, and call in higher creation, willpower, light to help support us in moving through this change energy. Now, do I think it's going to be over and overnight? No, I actually think that it is going to be as Pluto finishes up in Capricorn that we wind this up. To be fair, Pluto's not finishing up in Capricorn until 2024. So we are winding up slowly. But part of this winding up is this call back to power within ourselves. And I do think that this year ahead is going to be huge for this. I also think it's really interesting that we have Venus retrograde in the sign of Capricorn as we move through this Capricorn season. And I think Venus retrograde, going deep within ourselves, listening to the yin, listening to our intuition, listening to mother energy in the universe, in ourselves, will help us know how to move through these energies, to empower ourselves in and through these energies, to align with purpose and growth and expansion through all this. Sagittarius seeds the idea, it seeds the vision, it seeds the expansion, and then Capricorn's like, okay, we gotta do the work. So here we are, showing up, called to do this work, and remember the light as we do so. Speaking of cards, I might start doing this monthly as we have the shift into various signs. I pulled from the Prism Oracle, and I pulled the most perfect card, Growth. This card is so perfect. I feel like every reading I've done in the last week, this quote, and I'm probably not getting it right, but by Carlos Castaneda, and it's like, make sure you are choosing the path of heart. And this card states that. I'm actually going to read it. This card speaks to the transformational qualities of nature, its ability to grow softly grow and change throughout time. We are constantly growing and shifting throughout our lives. True growth means that you're moving towards your ultimate truth and the highest version of yourself. Sometimes growth can be painful and you need to prune to make way for new blossoms. Remember, this is just part of the process and you're making your way towards your own sacred truth. So here we are, growth, green for heart chakra energy, the path of heart, listening to your heart, living through love, connecting to your joy. This is the path of alignment. This is the path of connecting to your purpose. So listen to those energies as we move through this season of Capricorn. So I think that's enough Capricorning. Let's look at the other transits through the day. Oh, speaking of a path of heart, we have the moon moving into Leo today as well. And the moon in Leo brings us to the inner child. It brings us to the heart of the matter. It brings us to love energy. So let's say this, between Saturn shifting and the moon shifting, I say Saturn, between the sun shifting and the moon shifting today, it is in Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, but between these two energies, we're going to have some big zeros today. 0 degree energy can feel offline. It can feel wonky. You may not feel like doing too much, but when you do feel like doing, do so with heart. It's also interesting because Capricorn energy can be like a patriarchal parent, the rules parent, like the ruler, controller of the family kind of parental energy. And then we have inner child with the moon in Leo. Check on this dynamic within yourself, because there are a lot of us who act out in rebellion due to maybe having our purpose and our spark and our light suppressed in the past by heavy-handed rulership. So do connect in with that part of yourself today, with your inner child, because that may be part of yourself that then tends to, what is the right word? I'm trying to get it. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I feel like I'm in a Mercury retrograde. You know, basically it's the monkey that tears everything out of the closet and throws it all around, and I cannot get the word. One of you, I'm sure, will get it, and I am always so appreciative when you do that. Anyway, but watch for that part of yourself, because you can undermine, another way of saying it, you can undermine the great positive work that you're doing by falling prey to that dynamic. Before the moon shifts, we have a morning of the moon connecting to both Pluto and Venus. Speaking of personal power, we do have Venus making her way back to connecting with that Plutonic energy. They're at 26 degrees and 25 degrees, so we're in that dynamic. Tend to your yin, tend to your intuition, empower that energy, but recognize sabotage. That's the word I was getting to. There's a lot of sabotage out there around it. And the other word that just came through is subterfuge. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But those two energies could pop up. That is early in the morning, but a very intense way to start our solstice. Make way for your yin, connect to your yin as a support of this process. So I'm going to leave this here for today. You can book a reading. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Holiday readings, gift certificates, 2022 year ahead readings, all available. Email me for details. Besides that, the better gets, the better gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.